Hi everyone, happy Sunday. So it is that time again. We did the completed pages on Friday if you're here looking for those. And usually after I do my completed pages, then we have a video where I talk about my goals for the year and then what I am planning to color in July, or at least what's kind of in my stack here. And let me tell you, it's a heck of a stack this month. So this is the planner I use. I'll put the link to it in the description down below. So for those of you that are new to my whole goal planning point system, I am terrible at planning. I am terrible at goals. So since I turned 40 this year, I've been doing mini goals each month. And my big goal is to have at least 40 goals for my 40th year. So at the end of the year when I calculate them all together. So there's that. There's also the point system. So to try to curb some of my coloring book and supply spending, I have been putting a point system in place each month. I put certain things on a list of 1 point, 3 points, and 5 points. And every time I complete one of the tasks, then I get a little check and I get whatever points that falls under. At the end of the month, I calculate all my points, and then for every 25 points, I get $10 to spend. Though that's going to be a little hinky for the next few months, and you'll see why. So, both things seem to be working very well for me. So we are going to continue on with that this month. Now, at the end of the year, who knows what I'm going to do, but... So like here is where I started in January, and this just shows the year at a glance. Basically, I list my goals, I highlight which ones I actually met, and then I also take note of things that happen during the month that are accomplishments but may not necessarily been points or a goal, but it's something that when I'm struggling like I was in March, as you can see, I can kind of look and see what I've been accomplishing so far this year, and it's just something positive, a record here that I can visually look at and be like, hey, I actually am making progress even when it doesn't feel like it. So yeah, I was doing really well, went off the rails in March, as you see, and I kind of took that month off. So here we are for June. That was the points that I started with at the beginning of the month. I went on 2 months of no buy. That plus the those points plus my birthday money that I received led to my initial buy at the start of this month. And then things went wonky. And again, we'll talk about that in a minute. So my handwriting's terrible. It's hard to read. But I did really well with my goals this month. Finished 2 whips. I did do that, and I showed those in my completed pages. We actually did our live stream for the channel anniversary and 2,000 subscribers. That was awesome. The biking didn't happen. I was having still issues with my knees, and we are to the point that I'm having to get specialists involved. So I nixed that because I didn't want to make things worse. I'm having a lot of trouble with any sort of physical activity as a goal right now. So I'm not going to do that until I get past what I'm doing right now. Organizing coloring supplies. I actually, again, way underestimated what I had. And I got about half of them done and actually swatched, but it's going to take another month to get the rest of them. So 2 non-alcohol marker pages, yep, 5 challenge pages that weren't part of the Stone Mosaic book. I did do those, and then I finished the Stone Mosaic Volume 1 book. Some of the things that I'm proud of that happened this month, I know I probably misspelled this, but I actually finally threw in the towel and went to see the orthopedic doctor, even though I was dreading that he was going to tell me I was going to have to do physical therapy and drive to the next town over 2 days a week for a month or 2, and sure enough, that's what I'm going to have to do. Plus, no arthritis. He couldn't find why I was having inflammation, and that just that caused a lot of introspection and thinking about my fibro and some of the other illness and all my medical issues, and just how that is kind of a new symptom, that kind of inflammation that's not really, there's no explanation for it. And I thought it was fibro related, but it doesn't look like fibro and inflammation necessarily go hand in hand. So anyway, that set off a whole nother round of introspection, and we'll talk about that in a second. I did get to all 4 appointments that I had on Wednesday, which for me, leaving the house is a big deal. And leaving the house and going to one appointment or two is worthy of my point system tasks. But 4 in one day it was unreal. I made it to everyone, had plenty of time, and I only had 3 hours of sleep the night before. So I was proud of myself for actually doing that and not trying to move one of those appointments because I was exhausted or whatever. I had a big work project that I completed during the month. I was actually a little more productive just because with it being quarter end, and I was glad I actually sat down and got that done. And speaking of that, I survived our quarter end, which is Q3, without breaking down like I did at the end of Q2 because I got so overwhelmed. This time, between that and the work project happening at the same time, I had a lot of hours I had to put in, and it was exhausting and it was stressful, and wasn't the best time. But I did it, and I did it with minimal dramatics. Nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying it did not help me personally back at the end of Q2. So I'm proud that I didn't have to do that this time. And being productive with like hardly any sleep. I finally got 8 hours of sleep 2 nights ago when my doctor said double my Ambien that I'm taking. I was able to get 8 hours, but then last night I only got 6 hours. And so I called them this morning. We might try an extended release version of it. Hopefully they'll call me back. So anyway, before that, 4 or 5 hours most for a week and a half. And Wednesday I was so close to just shutting down. It was ridiculous. I mean, my body physically was just like, I'm done. And I've been having headaches and neck pain and just first few days it was great. I was super productive, but then it just kept going, and I just was slowly feeling worse and worse. So, but I was proud of myself that I tried to take advantage of the time I was awake instead of lamenting about no sleep, instead using that productive time and putting it to good use. And I've had time to be creative. So I guess my thing there is, hey, I try to look at it in a positive mindset as much as I could. Mouse in house. The reason I put this here, first off, I just want to document it so I can remember in the future. Of course, Facebook will remind me. But the fact that we had an issue, I didn't get all anxious and upset and dramatic about it. I found a humane trap on Amazon that was inexpensive. I was able to successfully set up the trap, and I actually caught the little sucker. You can see a picture of him on the community page if you haven't seen it yet, or on my Instagram. He was a cute little fella, I'll give him that. But I was able to successfully, it worked. I tried something, it didn't blow up in my face. It actually worked. I was able to successfully release him without launching him, like pulling the release thing too hard and tossing him towards my face or something. It all worked out. So I'm proud of myself for actually being able to handle a situation. And then the new symptoms rheumatologist thing. I had my appointment with our rheumatologist Wednesday. No. I'm mumbling. I know. I'm sorry. But my rheumatologist Wednesday, and we had a frank conversation about the fibro and the inflammation, because I assumed it was a symptom, but when I looked it up, the nerve pain, you know, the overactive nerves could cause pain, which I assume could cause inflammation, but I'm taking medication that's supposed to be dulling that overactive nerve reaction, so why is there still inflammation? And everything I was looking up suggested the inflammation was likely due to some sort of autoimmune disorder, which I've been round and round with doctors about for years. Never tested. I mean, I've been tested, but like never tested positive, I guess, for any of them. But we got to talk about it again because this has become, I mean, my orthopedic looked at my knees and he's like, yeah, they're inflamed. He's like, I don't know why they're inflamed, but they're inflamed. And I'm like, wow, you're super helpful. Thank you. My hope is that physical therapy and strengthening them will work, but there's no guarantee. And it seems like I'm constantly having, if I go, no matter how slow I start an exercise or whatever, like my knees will get inflamed, my hips will get inflamed, my back has constantly given me problems over the years. This isn't old person aches, this isn't old person muscle pain, this isn't over exercising muscle pain. I know what all that is. This is something different, and so far nobody's been able to figure out why I have this kind of reaction. So we had a very frank discussion on Wednesday, and she ordered some additional blood tests, a couple x-rays of my hip and my back. They've already looked at my knees, and see, there's no arthritis in my knees. So don't blame it on my weight, because if it was my weight, there'd be arthritis in my knees, obviously, because they'd be overworked. And yeah, so nobody's done that, thankfully. But anyway, I talked to her in a telehealth in 2 weeks about the results. So we'll see what shakes out here, and we'll go from there. But I'm just proud of myself for not just swallowing this and just saying, okay, this is just the way it is because I'm sick. It's me actually standing up and saying, hey, there is something else going on, and just advocating for myself, which is reason why I'm hitting on this so much. Is just, I always encourage people to do that. Don't just let your doctor dismiss your symptoms because of whatever reason, because you happen to be overweight and they want to blame it on that, or you happen to be a woman or something, they want to blame it on female problems or something. Yes, that does happen. It's hard to believe, but it happens. So I'm a huge thing about advocating for your health. That's one of the reasons I talk about mine so much on this channel. So now that we spent all our time talking about that, so yeah, June was a very productive month. And usually I have 2 really good months, as you saw at the beginning of the year, and then I have a bad month. And what I assumed was that June was going to be that way, and it actually hasn't turned out that way. So that's kind of cool. Kind of cool. Though the crash is a-coming, mostly just because I haven't been able to sleep. I know it's coming. My cycle of every couple months has gotten totally thrown out of whack. So who knows when the next down period will happen. All right, ready for July? Here we are for July. Plans for July. If you didn't see it in my completed pages video or on the various social medias out there, I'm doing a charity coloring live stream on July 30th. And basically, I created a GoFundMe for Freedom Farm Animal Sanctuary. They are a nonprofit animal rescue here in Middle Tennessee. And I've worked with them. I was impressed with, the compassion that the people have, the people they have that foster. I myself would be fostering with them if we didn't have the behavioral problems with like Leroy and Maggie. I've seriously considered fostering, but it's just not viable right now with some of the health issues we have with the cats. So unfortunately, I can't do that right now. So I want to help them be able to continue their efforts. And right now, everybody's getting overrun with kittens and puppies. It is full-blown kitten season, and I imagine Freedom Farm is no different. So, for every dollar you donate to the GoFundMe link that is in the description, you can click on that to read more. I will stream for equals 1 minute of streaming. So the goal is $250 or roughly 4 hours and then some processing fees. That's the goal. If we go past that, and I didn't say that on there, I'm just no sense in talking about it too much because I just don't know how much I'm going to actually be able to raise this go around. So I don't want to think too far ahead here. But if we go over 4 hours, it will have to be broken up. I just don't think I can sit for longer than 4 hours at a time, but we'll see. We'll see. Again, it will happen. It just may have to be broken up into chunks, even that very day or something. But 4 hours maximum at a time, I think, is pretty reasonable. So, yes, definitely click on the link there. You help me determine how long this one's going to be. So, any donation is helpful, and I know they would appreciate it. We have a ton of, not a ton, but we have quite a few of animal rescues around here, which is amazing. But Freedom Farm doesn't really get, I guess, as much attention as some of the others, so I really want to bring attention to their efforts for this one. I want to finish my space coloring book by Color Questopia. I have 8 images left. This is part of my 10 books to finish, and it will be my 4th book finished overall, 2nd book of the year, but then also 2nd book in this list. So 5 non-alcohol marker coloring pages with watercolor summer. Sorry about the phone ringing if you can hear that. But with watercolor summer tag happening right now, look in the description for more info. This should be easily doable. So now I'm really pushing myself on some of these for those of you that have been following these goals past few months. 5 challenge pages. This time they cannot be part of the 10 books to finish. So they have to be part of one of the other challenges, like the Sunken Treasures tag, the Scavenger Hunt, I think round 3. I have untouched books. Also whips count here as a challenge because I'm challenging myself to finish all my whips. So that's, like I said, I'm going to push myself a little this month. Kind of counted the organizing as a half goal last month, but the full goal, we're going to finish swatching and organize my coloring supplies this month. And this was something I was proud of in June too. Like with my coloring books, I didn't procrastinate and wait till the last minute. I started just knocking them out a little bit at a time instead of just putting it off. And that is unusual for me, but obviously that is the best way to do things. So I was proud of myself for actually making the effort and knocking some of that out, even when I realized that it was going to be a bigger effort than I anticipated. So complete all, it's kind of hard to read some of these, complete all physical therapy appointments. So except for this week and next week, I'll have 2 appointments a week for the rest of July. I need to go to all of them. I have exercises, at least right now, that they've sent home for me to do daily. And I put 80% on here because if I have a day my knees flare up here and there, they did tell me to rest and give it a day and then try it again the next. So I don't want to say 100% just in case I do have flare-ups, but it is really critical to me that I try to get my knees in some kind of working condition so that I can start to be more active. So this is absolutely critical for me. And then finally, no new buys after July 1st. I had to put it this way because Nika told me about some books on Book Outlet that were a really good price that aren't really coloring books, I guess. And they're more just regular books, but like the Ink House, the way the illustrations are done. Spicy Cat Colors actually refers to them in one of her recent haul videos from Book Outlet. I think it's like Spot and Dot, and then Spot the cat or something. And they didn't have a lot of one of them left, so I wanted to go ahead and get both because they're just amazing looking books regardless. And then I got another book that happened to be on there that was discounted. But anyway, so yeah, I added more to my total. So no new buys for the rest of the month. I do have one pre-order coming in that had already been purchased in the middle of the month. It is the newest George Toufaxis book. I'm going to put a link to it down below, so if you want to go pre-order it, yes, another George Toufaxis book coming out this month. Alright, so here's the damage. So I spent all my birthday budget, spent all my points beginning of June. Mid-June, I was good to go, right? Then Amazon did a 3 for the price of 2 book sale. And there were a number of books that were on my list. And I saved $25 by doing that. So it was worth it. But what I did was I was like, okay, well, I'm just going to borrow against my future points. Then Prime Day hit. And there were a lot of good deals on items like I had been looking at for a long time. So again, we borrowed against future points. This is not something I want to do on the regular. Thus, the no buy this month and probably next month too once you see this. So, I ended up with how many points last month? 196, roughly. So, when I took off the 175, and calculated that, I had 21 points left over to bring to this month. And when I figured up everything that I had borrowed and then I took off the amount from June, that means I have $200 that I have to get $200 worth of points, which is 500 points. So yeah, I got my work cut out for me. It's doable with the point system I have in place, with all the swatches that I have to do and my physical therapy appointments. This is doable. I just got to bust my butt. So just quickly looking, this is kind of what I've got so far in terms of what would count as 1.3 points and 5 points. Physical therapy appointments I'm putting as 3 points because they're just critical. You got swatches there. Other big things, I do need to get emissions testing for my truck this month. Again, involves driving distance. Anything that involves leaving my house really gets put on here, and a lot of it gets put in the 3 to 5 points because it's just, when I'm not feeling well, it's really hard to get me out of the house. So these are worthy of this to me. Down the road, as I get more active, that may change, but for right now, these are challenging to me. It's all about challenging tasks, right? So, send the giveaways is on here. I hope to do that today. I'm waiting on one address, so I will already be checking one off for the start of the month. That is excellent. But yeah, so there are my goals. That was a lot of info about my goals, but you know, goal planning is so different most of the time. Most people have these big goals and like these really fancy goal planners, which I have, but they're sitting there gathering dust because every time I tried to do that, my brain laughed at me and said, yeah, no, we're not doing this. When you are struggling to even hit, 3,000 steps a day because of your various illnesses and working from home and this and that, the idea of setting like long-term goals and stuff is just not ideal for me. I've got to do baby steps, thus the mini goals. So I don't know, maybe somebody out there sees that and thinks, oh, I could try that. So just showing you how my system works, and then the point system as well to try to help me keep my budget in place, which did not go well in June. Though I did obviously save a good amount of money, it was still something, it's got to be, cannot happen every month, obviously, because then thus the point system would be useless. Alright, so now You know, 25 minutes is roughly a good point, right? For, well, we'll say 24:45 or whatever. Actually, I'm going to take a drink real quick. This makes time stamping easy. Alright, 25-minute mark. Well, it'd be 25 and 10. Anyway, alright, books I want to color in for July. Oh boy, this is... So, I want to start getting into the challenges and the books that I haven't just been messing with at all. I also have a long-term goal of being able to finish coloring in all my new books, hopefully by the end of August. So there's that. And then there's my standard books that I color in every month. Plus, I got some recent Happy Mail that I want to color in. So, what I'm going to do this month is show you the books that you don't typically see in this monthly video. There's a number of books, and I'll show them briefly at the end that just... they seem to be in my regular rotation. So, but we're going to try to talk a little more about the books that you haven't seen so much. So I do have one more I'm going to color in this one. This may actually be the one I work in first, hopefully this weekend. I already know which page too. I want to work in this one, and I have some ideas for it. So hopefully this one will be done this weekend. Fingers crossed. I do want to tackle my Sunken Treasures tag out of A Million Mermaids, which is a chest, treasure chest. I would like to figure out a way to incorporate watercolors in this. It's probably just going to be a little bit of watercolor and watercolor pencils and or regular pencils too. I've not colored in this in forever and a day. So I'd like to go ahead and get a page done in there, which the next one would be this one with the triangles. This would be a good opportunity to try the towel tree markers in this book, which I have not done yet. So we'll go with that. Summer scenes. I just want to color in my summer books. And I mentioned this page, and I think this one would be good. Again, I'd like to use watercolors here along with whatever else comes along. It may just be marker and pencil, it may be watercolors, I don't know. We'll see how I feel when I get to it, but that's probably going to be the picture. Though I don't know why I have other pictures flagged in here. We're gonna flag that one. Not that I'm gonna forget, but anyway, so there's that one. This book plagues me. It's so cute and it's so small, and it's like, Michelle, why don't you just color in it? It's because I have an idea, and my problem is, as I have ideas, if I can't act on them quickly, then they get pushed off, and I haven't been able to act on this one, and it's going to be this guy when it happens. So we're going to hope this month. This is one from my untouched books, Peter Pan by Fabiana Attanasio. I have a specific picture in here. Again, possibly using watercolors. I really want to do this one. I already have a color scheme in mind. So that'll get that one. Also out of untouched books, we have Fantastic Cats by Ruth Sanderson. Not quite sure which one in here. It might be the cat and the owl getting married, which is really funny. It might also be kind of like the actually it's probably going to be the Cheshire Cat. I do like that one a lot. And he's kind of disappearing into the moonlight. Like that's super cool. I like that. Summer Miniatures, Springtime Mandalas. Boy, I can't keep up with the names of the books. By Camelia Angelkova. This is from the Scavenger Hunt Round 3. These are my eggs. Hoping to color those. Probably marker. Another pun. Another Scavenger Hunt Round 3 is Bananas. So we're going to go with Yummy Puns by Jen Racine. I have somehow lost my Cosplay Cats by Jen Racine. I don't know where that book has went, and I have been all over the place. It's got to be around here. I just can't see me throwing a book away accidentally, but I can't find it. So maybe I can find it. But if I can't, I won't be coloring in that one this month, even though I really wanted to, because I already have ideas for the second picture. So, Sea Life Color by Number by George Tufexis. Other than the new book coming out, this would be my George Tufexis picture for the month. There is a really colorful coral picture in here that apparently I forgot to mark. But it is this one. Okay. That's my coral picture. So, Circle of Life. There is still a color along that Christy Color and Sketch did with ink tints for this picture that I want to go back and do. This will also take care of Jellyfish for the Sunken Treasures tag, which was also the coral one. That'll be my first picture in that book as well. A lot of these books I just showed you I have not colored in yet. I do want to do a watercolor, at least one watercolor lesson out of this month. For Christmas in July, which I would have loved to have co-hosted, but I got so much else going on. A Million Christmas Cats. Again, probably using watercolor pencils since they seem to do really well in these Lark books. This is actually by John Bigwell I really like that picture too. That's probably going to be it. John Bigwell, I think, instead of Lulu Mayo. John Bigwood. But it's very similar format. Cosplay Cats by Ava Brown. Nika was nice enough to send this to me. I am not sure which picture I want to do yet. I really like Taco Cat. I love the little witch in here. And oh, I thought there was something else. I like the little vampire one. So there's a couple in here in particular that, oh, it was this one. I really want to do this one because I want to color him like the character in Fallout New Vegas. So he'll probably be the one. And I said I'd dedicate my first page to Nika, who was nice enough to send me that. Also Happy Mail. Man, because these were in the wet package, the cover is curling, which is fine, but it's still really annoying. Country Life Color by Colors by Kira Shershniva. I don't know which one I'm going to do, but I may start in the back, but see, that's an autumn picture. I don't really want to do that. But I don't really want to do the first one. We might just skip it and start here with the kitty and the dog and the goose that has taken up residence in the doghouse. I don't know. I'll pick a picture out of this book. It probably won't be the first one. It probably won't be the last one. Past that point, I don't know which one. Another book. I'm really trying when I get Happy Mail, because the Reptiloids book was also Happy Mail from Loretta, and I still need to color in that one too. Summer Color by Number by Color Questopia. Not sure of the page in here. It's probably going to be the girls chowing down on the watermelon. If I can find that one. Again, there we go. It's going to be that one. Normally, again, I'd start at the back, but I really just want to color that picture. Because I'm just, like, that is so me. What is the last picture in here? That's not a example. Yeah, the last one's the waterfall. Yeah, I'm not really feeling that one. So we're going to do that one. 50 Ocean Miniatures. I don't know what I'm coloring in here yet, but by goodness golly, I'm going to color one of these pictures. And it's probably going to be with Ohuhu pastel markers, because, or it might be regular markers. I don't know. I don't know. I just know I'm going to color a page in here this month. It might be watercolors. I haven't tried watercolors yet, and watercolor pencils really in the Amazon books yet. Fairy Tale Color Counts. This is a new one you haven't seen recently, but you will be seeing a lot of foreshadowing. I'm going to color a page out of here. Not really sure. I'm probably just going to start right off the bat with the first one, which is Pied Piper, I guess. Yes, with the little mice. So we'll be starting with the first one, I think, in that book. Maybe. Dragon Nouveau. This is a new purchase. I really want to do one in here. Is it going to happen? I don't know. I really want to do that one. Maybe marker with some pencil shading is what I'm thinking here. Because I have no idea how this paper is going to react. My pile is going to start sliding in here in a minute. Neko Girls by Dina Stone. Which one was it? Thought I had one in particular I really liked. Maybe not. I can't remember. See, I can't remember any of this. I like her a lot. I want to do a picture in here. Of what? I'm not quite sure. It might be one of these beachy type pictures. That would be fun. Ooh, I like that one because she's got all the little galaxy things on her. Oh, that one was the other one where she's playing the game. Yeah. Or maybe that one. Actually, that one would be a fun one to do. Speaking of which, those little naughty pictures there. Grid Fairy Tales Volume 2. I already know which one. Well, honestly, I really want to do that one because that is so like, yeah, Humid to the Sea. That is so like my life. I feel like that's me right now. Not that I do that or anything, but okay, that's another Christmas picture I completely missed. Holy Hannah. Okay, I wanted to do Christmas, but it wasn't going to be that one, but oh my gosh. Woo, some of these pictures, y'all. Oh my gosh. I really kind of want to do the Alice one, but I do want to do a Christmas in July one in here, because where's it at? Where's it at? Michelle, why don't you have this marked? I don't know. I don't know the explanation of that. There's another Christmas one in here, and I'm going to find it. And that's, I really want to color that one. It's probably just going to be marker. I'm going to try to do quite a bit of marker and pencil this month, I hope. It's not that picture, though that picture is friggin' hilarious now. That one and the fan picture, y'all. I can't even. I can't even. Where is it? Is it in my head? Was I imagining this picture? Oh no, there it is. That's the one I want to do for Christmas in July. Much to the dismay of all those I was doing Christmas in July. Oh my gosh, y'all, we're like halfway through the stack. Unicorn Coloring Book by Crayola, also a new book. I, of course, want to color the... I did not mark these. Why didn't I mark these? Very first picture I want to color in here is this catacorn. And I'll probably color them with similar colors to this because it makes me think of, it's like some type of gum that's flavored. Y'all think I'm crazy. Kind of makes me think of cotton candy, so. Nature Sweet Moments by Jane Madej. I have no idea which picture I want to color in here, but I do want to color a picture. This one we might not make it to it this month. I'm not super confident on this one. Astrology Cats. This is why I'm not too worried about cosplay cats at the moment, because this is a new book and I do want to color out of this one. I'm trying to decide if I want to color the cat for the month we're in. Actually, we may do that because my friend Ren, this is her birthday month. So I might color one of these, at least one, in honor of her. Which one is it? This one? Unless it's after July 22nd. I can't remember what her actual date is. So it's either that one or it's a Leo. So we're going to color that one. Mythographic Dream Garden. No idea which one, but Maybe. Maybe. Again, not super confident on that one. Now, the rest of them are ones that you normally see on here. Your space coloring book, which I hope to finish, knocking out a couple in there. I do want to do another picture in here, probably the next one from the back. We're going to continue to push through this one. I'd like to do another pastel goth picture. A couple more of these. We already have our next picture for this one picked out to work on. Another one of these, another one of these, another one of these. You see my dilemma here. I was going to actually take this one out of the rotation, but the next one is a cat picture. So, another cat out of there, and I would really like to do another picture out of there. So, you're like, are you planning to do anything? Are you planning to breathe during July? Because I just don't think you're going to have a lot of extra time for anything. It's going to be a busy month. It will be interesting as I keep this stacked to see what I actually make it through. This side I feel pretty confident about, just because a lot of these books are ones I can work with from the couch. Some of the new books are like that too, but a lot of the new books I really want to get more into, like watercolor or intensive stuff that I prefer to use my desk for rather than working from my couch. So again, it will be interesting. I know this video has been long, but I hope you guys have enjoyed. Now Tuesday we're going to talk about my progress at 6. We're going to talk about my current progress with my challenges. Not all of them have been around for 6 months. Really just the 10 books to finish has been. So, and really that's going to be the main one we talk about in terms of actually having stuff done. So, but as you can see from my goals, that will hopefully change this month. But that's going to be Tuesday's video. Then either Thursday or Friday we'll do another flip through of my collection. Not sure what. It's maybe cats. Like we'll go ahead and start working through some of the cats books. I don't know. Either cats books or like, I don't really want to do the Joanna Basfords and all that yet, because I mean everybody's kind of seen those, so we might dig into the cats ones or just do something a little different. I don't know. Anyway, hope you guys enjoy. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the weekend. Hope you got some time to relax. Maybe spend some time with family this weekend. At least get to see some fireworks or eat some good food. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye for now.